How's it going, everyone? Sinister here at the Gamer section, bringing you another review. And today's game is Demon Tier Plus. This game is available on all systems, and I'm going to go over everything from the presentation down to the gameplay and the score at the end. With that being said, let's begin. Basically, the presentation starts off with an open cinematic, telling you the story that happened in the past. And of course, you see more of the presentation, when you select your character, once you have them unlocked. And of course, in between levels, you see cutscenes that tell more of the story as you progress. As for the story, it starts out an evil king threatens the land with his demon army, and it was up to our hero, a knight, who defeated the king by sacrificing his life. Now, fast forward to to the present time. Your character is a lonely knight, and he noticed like the demons have returned, and you have to go down to these dungeons. But however, these dungeons have 3 tiers, and it's up to you to go all of these dungeons and clear them out, clear all your enemies out. As for the graphics, the character sprites are well detailed, especially in the cutscenes, and and of course, like going through all the dungeon levels, some of them are dark, some of them are light as you progress. And then it has that 16-bit kind of feel like most of these indie games, especially like some of the RPGs, like how they start out with. However, with the monsters, like the weather, they're tiny depending on their size. They're less interesting. But of course, you have a variety of them, so which is a good thing. For the gameplay is good, especially the way you start off, because the method that you use for this game is using your analog sticks. Your right stick is usually your attack, and your left stick just moves your character around. Now, as you go down to the dungeon and defeat enemies, you have like random objectives like to clear the stage. For example, that tells you gotta destroy all the bombs. Now, however, good thing is you have a map that tells you where you've been at. The area starts up with orange, but every time you move around, it fills in with white. It tells you where you've been. Once you complete that stage, you're presented an arrow that tells you where the exit is. But however, keep in mind there is a timer up above you. If that timer runs out, the Reaper will appear and he will do a lot of damage to your character. So it's best like to clear it out as fast as you can to move on to the next level. Speaking of the next level, the more you progress, like the harder it gets, especially up till you get to the boss. But however, if you get killed, you lose all your money, your progression, you end up right back in the town, and you have to start it all over again. So every time you re-enter a dungeon, you get a random objective to clear it. But however, it's a little bit easier if you progress your character level up, and the goal that you kill your enemies with will help you out along the way. And the best thing is, you have co-op gameplay. You can never go at this alone. You can play by yourself, but it's best to bring your friend around just to help out. The experience is a little bit easier on you, especially with surviving, especially against bosses and things like that. And then that brings me down to the score. I give this game a 3.5 out of 5. The pros are, good graphics, co-op gameplay, and the story. The cons are repetitive mission, because basically, the objectives, even though they generate, it's usually the same one, like eliminating enemies, clearing out bombs, things like that. Usually can hamper the experience, especially you have to start all over, things like that. I'd definitely like to hear your review on this. Leave your comments down below. This is Sinister at the Gaming section, and be easy.